Hi, I'm Dr. Christy Taylor, career and executive coach and founder of Work Solutions LLC, and welcome to this special episode of the Prescription for Career Success podcast, where we deliver the prescription for thriving in your career. Now, I have made a commitment to each month coming to you with some of the latest news and trends that is happening in the workforce, and so part of that includes giving you updates on the latest job reports. And so we're going to kick this off with the December 2024 jobs report, as well as giving you tips and strategies to help you to navigate the 2025 job market. The December 2024 jobs report brought some good news. Actually, the economy added about 256,000 jobs last month, a number that was much higher than experts predicted, and the unemployment rate dropped slightly to 4.1%, which means that more people are finding work. But let's take a moment to break that down. And I'm going to show you some key highlights here. If you look at my slides under industry highlights, you're going to see that healthcare is still booming. This is where we originally started with Work Solutions, focused on career development in healthcare. But over time, we've expanded to be the prescription for change and support different diverse sectors. Now, with 46,000 jobs created, this sector continues to grow steadily. And if you're a nurse, or if you're into nursing, home health care, or even hospital administration, there's going to be plenty of opportunity available for you. Also in December, there was a big rebound in the retail industry with 43,000 new jobs. Now, what I'm thinking here that this is most likely due to the holiday shopping season, because a lot of people hired temp staff. So if you're considering retail, looking to roles that are longer term potential, we're going to pay attention to that, because usually those individuals will work through December all the way through the beginning of January. Then we start to see layoffs. So as we look at the January report, we'll probably see retail roll back a little bit. So we saw growth in both healthcare and retail, but this, again, we have to look at the dynamics and look at the reasons why. And then let's also take a look and talk about the manufacturing and some challenges there. So on the flip side of healthcare and retail, we actually saw that manufacturing experienced some job loss, especially in electronics and semiconductors, which could really signal challenges for factory work in the coming months. And overall, wages are growing, but they're growing slowly. The average hourly earnings increased by 0.3%, which is 3.9% higher 3.9% year over year increase. While that's some good news, it's slightly below November's growth rate, which can impact workers' buying power. So what does this actually really mean for you? The overall job market is strong, but it's not without its weak spots. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about some strategies that can help you if you're looking or you're out there in a job market. What are some things that you should really be paying attention to? So one, you have to pay attention to what industries are growing. I talked about healthcare, retail, those were some great examples, healthcare and retail. But again, you have to pay attention to the reasons why those industries may be growing. So we talked a little bit about how retail might have just experienced that surge in hiring because of those temp jobs. And so we might see that as we look at the January's job report, we might begin to see, again, higher levels of layoff in the retail industry. So don't just stop there, though. Think about things like technology, education, the government sector. These are all areas that tend to experience steady job growth, and that might be opportunities for you there. Now, I also want you to pay attention to your transferable skills. When you're crossing over into these job markets, I've done a lot of speaking, talking to you the past couple of weeks about your career brand and highlighting those transferable skills. Or what if you're in the midst of a career change? Those transferable skills are going to be important for you. So many industries, they value skills like communication, leadership, and problem solving. And even if you're switching careers, you need to be able to show how those skills apply to the role that you want. For example, if you have managed a team, you need to emphasize leadership and organizational skills. The other thing that I want you to do is to stay flexible. Be open to relocating or considering remote opportunities, or even having to come back to the office, because the pandemic, it really reshaped how and where we work. And many companies, they still embrace that hybrid or fully remote model. But some companies, they're bringing us back into the office. So it just depends. But I always say, do what works for you. And then the final thing that I kind of want to point out here is that as you're looking at these job trends, is to research current salary benchmarks in your industry. Use tools like Glassdoor to prepare for strategic negotiations based on the wages in your area. You really have to pay attention to that. Since wage growth is slowing, you need to research the salaries. You need to make sure that the salary is going to be able to match the cost of living in that area, because this is going to help you to negotiate effectively. Now, another thing that I wanted to point out is challenges with minorities. When we talk about the workplace and what's happening for minorities, let's look at unemployment rates, because we've talked about overall, but let's take a moment to talk about what this report reveals for Black workers and other minorities. The employment rate for Black workers as a whole, it dropped to 6.1%, which is a step in the right direction. However, it's still higher than the national average, and that's something that we should be paying attention to. In addition to that, additionally, Hispanic and Asian workers, they have seen mixed trends in employment. While Hispanic unemployment remains steady at 5%, there's been a slight increase in the Asian unemployment rate to 3.6%. So what does this mean for minority job seekers? So one, when you're conducting your strategic job search, seek out inclusive companies. Look for employers with strong diversity and inclusion initiatives. Work on expanding your network. Join professional groups or online communities that uplift diverse talent. Have a mentor. I just produced a video. If you're watching this today, pay attention to yesterday's video that talks about mentorships and sponsorships and really building that team around you that's going to help uplift your career. Having a mentor or can provide you with valuable guidance. Having a sponsor, somebody who is going to champion and advocate for you, is going to be important. But remember, with sponsors, you're going to have to prove yourself and your value to that individual. The other thing is, remember that the goal is to find a company that really value your unique skills and background, somewhere that you can contribute and be part of the organizational culture. Now, the last thing that I want to say is just giving you some actionable strategies in terms of how you can use this data. We already talked about it just a little bit, but I just want to just bring back some key points. One, when we talk about the prescription for career success, you got to do your research on these companies. You know, when we talk about research salaries, wage growth is slowing, so you have to make sure that you're negotiating based on the current job market. Use tools like Glassdoor and PayScale to help you. Be clear about what your goals are. You need to network strategically. Many jobs aren't posted online, so you got to tap into your connections on LinkedIn or other professional groups. Now, I'm going to be doing a LinkedIn masterclass coming up soon. And so we'll announce that shortly, but don't underestimate the power of a strong referral, because again, that sponsorship, the ideology of sponsorship and have somebody to advocate for you, that is a part of you building that strong network. The other thing is that I'm going to recommend is that you take courses on platforms like Coursera and Udemy to enhance your skills, because upskilling is important. I pointed out earlier the importance of you having those soft skills and hard skills, and those transferable skills that you can go to any job. So having the flexibility to do that is going to be meaning that you also take time to actually identify the skills that you need to get you ready for the job that you want. And so upskilling is important. The last couple of pieces of advice that I'm going to give you is prepare for a competition. You need to tailor your resume for each job, each application. You can use the PACE method. This is my own signature method that I teach clients, so it's not something that's mainstream, but I hope it is one day. But use the PACE method to help you with interviewing. If you take a class with me or you get one-on-one coach with me, I will talk to you about that method. It's really learning the art of storytelling. And the last thing that I'm going to do is point out to you is like listening to podcasts like this. This podcast is nothing fancy. I pop on, I give you the advice, I pop off. It can be anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. But the whole point is you need to stay informed. You need to stay informed of job trends. You need to be aware of also watching economic trends and changes that are taking place. We even have the Work Global News magazine that you can subscribe to or log onto the website to really kind of stay updated on what's going on in the workplace. So Work Solutions is all about delivering those solutions for you. And speaking of solutions, the December jobs report, it really gives some insight into what is happening. It gives us hope, and it really highlights the importance of being strategic in your job search. So whether you are just starting out or you're looking to make a career shift, there's going to be opportunity out there for you if you are prepared. And that's what we're all about here at Work Solutions. I want you to remember something, that your career is a journey. It's not a race. You need to take time to understand what your goals are, upskill where it's necessary. So if you identify those transferable skills and you recognize like, hey, I can improve in an area, don't be afraid to take a class to get you where you want to go. Also, you need to take on projects. That's a whole nother subject. And also just don't be afraid to ask for help. We talk a lot about mentorship. January is National Mentorship Month. Get a mentor, connect with a sponsor, somebody who you can deliver results for, and attach yourself to their brand. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And if you're looking for personalized career advice, visit my website, worksolutions.com. I also want to invite you out on January 23rd at 7 o'clock p.m. We're going to be hosting the Land Your Dream Job in 2025 workshop, the prescription for standing out. And this is going to walk you through 10 strategies to help you stand out in the job market and build a personal brand that gets you noticed, and equip you with some tools to confidently secure your job role in 2025. So thank you for tuning in today. I hope that the information that we shared is going to help you make decisions about your career. Again, log on to our website, check out some of the links that we've included in this post, and have a great day. We'll see you until the next episode.